Hi Trader, Tina here once again from ShortMeTina.com with my daily recap. Before we jump into things, I want to welcome you. So if this is your very first time or if you are returning, I want to say welcome and welcome back, or welcome back. Do me a solid and drop a comment in the comment section. Just say hi. It doesn't have to be anything, it doesn't have to be anything major or monumental. It could be something as simple as hi. Literally, H-I, hi. Or hey, Hey, hey. Just anything, just so I can know once again that there's actually real people listening to these videos, and it's actually still worthwhile to do it. I mean, if no one's listening, then it makes no sense to do it, right? Anyway, so again, just comment in the comment section, say hi, let me know that you're actually out there. So we're going to recap the SPY S&P 500 as usual. I always started off with the SPY and the small cap, because my motto is, and I've said this many times before, overall markets first, individual stocks second, to sort of see what's going on with your individual stocks. You need to know, or you need to get a sense of the bigger picture. So I always want to look at the bigger picture first before I decide whether or not, or before I decide what I'm going to do in terms of structuring my portfolio. Anyway, so again, SPY daily chart dating back to 2017. So today is Wednesday. I didn't say happy Wednesday, but happy Wednesday or happy hump day. So we're tomorrow we head into Thursday, obviously. So we're almost complete with the earnings report for this week. And again, like I indicated, Monday, 25%, I believe, of the S&P 500 was slated to report this week. I say all that to say we're still sitting here at 299.83. So granted, we are not too far from all-time highs, and so I talk about the markets being range bound for a very long time, right? I said going back to 2017, the SPY has been range bound for about 2 years with several exceptions. I highlighted it here, here, and here. So for 2 years, I said the markets have been range bound, which is in many respects, I think that's accurate. I don't think most folks would argue with that. But even with that being said, we have trended up, although we've been range bound from, we can say, December of 2018 to present. Although we've had our pullbacks, we have trended up to the tune of, and I didn't do the math, maybe something north of 20% or over 20%. So I say that to say, although, and please try not to get too confused, although I said that the market has been in a range, there is sort of a direction, right? And for me, that direction is up, especially being that the market is about 1% or so from all-time highs. So yes, I am short, right? And when I talk, it seems like I'm very bullish, and I want to be very bullish, right? Easier to make money in a bull market, but I'm short. I'm short for a lot of reasons, right? But I say all that to say, directionally, there seems to be a direction. In addition to that, the market is about 2% or so from all-time highs and sitting here at 300. Hopefully, it will make a clear direction in terms of where it wants to go, right? Because even sitting here, granted, we are above that resistance level, but even sitting here, anything can actually pull the market down and back into this range, right? So I'm not quite sure what's going to get the market to assertively or firmly get above resistance, and we can clearly say, you know what, we are now in the quote-unquote safe zone. It has passed this mark. I don't know what's gonna actually do that. I thought it was earnings. It does not seem as though it's moving the needle much, but we'll see. Hope that makes sense. We'll see. What else? All right, that was way too lengthy, more lengthy than it needed to be. So the IWM daily chart up about 0.11% on the day. 154.38 is where we closed that. I mean, again, a lot of nothing in particular with the IWM, right? Because we can say for that, with the IWM, that it has been bouncing around for the past 2 years or so. It's been ping-ponging between 144 and around 160. So for me, I'm really, more than the SPY, I'm really paying attention to see what the IWM wants to do. And obviously, I am going to follow suit. What else? All right, and then we have Tesla. We closed at 254.68, but it's actually up about 20% in after hours. I see a quote of around 306, so that gets us somewhere around, let's say here. we're somewhere around here. So clearly we're back within this range that the market had established from 2017 up until that recent breakdown here around 2019. So we're back within this channel. If it respects the channel, we can conclude and assume that the next stop at some point for Tesla would be around that $400 mark. I'm not saying to jump in right now. The stock is up about 20%, but put it on your watch list. I think a really good long trade is emerging. What else? All right, and then we have Microsoft also reported decent earnings. Been consolidated, in my opinion, since June. We closed at 137.24. It's up about 1% or so in after hours. So right around here. So for me, Microsoft, while I've maintained and I still maintain, I think this is a stock you don't necessarily want to time the entry. I think it's a really good stock to tuck away in your retirement portfolio. I really do believe that Microsoft, despite all that, despite this beautiful uptrend, despite this consolidation, I think you'll be able to get Microsoft cheaper. So while I'm saying you shouldn't game it, you should just buy it, I still think I'll be able to get it at a cheaper price. What else? Then we have Caterpillar up about 1% on the day, reported earnings. I don't think it was that great, but the stock is up nonetheless. You see a quote here of 135.34. You can see volume stepping in, but the stock remains, right? It remains in a downtrend since January of 2018. Look, right? If you just connect the dots, lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, lower highs. So the activity that's going on right now is quite interesting. Now, with this slight uptrend, it started back in October of 2019. Will that continue? Or will the stock obviously run into that resistance level and pull back and continue this downtrend? To be seen. It can actually go either way. The stock can actually finally break out, a new trend can emerge, or it could actually pull back and continue this downtrend, which is characterized once again by lower highs. Definitely put CAT on your watch list. I'm going to have it on mine. What else? And then there's Boeing also reported. I see it's up about 1% on the day. Earnings was not that great. I believe they missed on a few fronts. I see a quote here of $340.50. Just to be a contrarian, like everyone is on sort of speaking very negatively about Boeing. Just based on that, again, just to be a contrarian, you want to go long. However, I do believe that you're going to get an opportunity, despite that there's negative sentiment out there. Just from a technical perspective, it seems as though the stock does have room to fall further. So not going to be a contrarian here. I'm actually agreeing with the sentiment. I do believe that the stock can actually pull back. What else? All right, and so let's wrap it up and round it out with ticker TTS. Stock is up about north of 55% on the day, down a little bit in after hours, down about 1.15%. I see a quote of 172. So not much. Huge congrats to the Bulls again. Stock is up very nicely with confirming volume, going as high as $1.84 today, which is a huge contrast in terms of the dismal day it had yesterday. The low clocked in at 102. Again, we closed at 174, so we closed relatively close to the high of the day. That is on some levels very bullish. So if you're on the sidelines or you're long, and if you're debating whether or not you should hold or jump in, obviously if you've been paying attention, you know what I'm going to say. You want to pay attention to what happens in pre-market. Now, if this gets going again in pre-market and we open up above today's high of 184, that's a good sign, and that's an indicator that this gap here of around $3.06 potentially might get filled. Now, if we continue in pre-market what we saw in after hours, meaning that the stock will decline and actually open up below 74, then I'd be paying attention to the low of today of 102. If it takes that out, that's not a good sign. Again, this is a daily chart going back to 2019. If you go all the way back, you can clearly see that the stock is trading at all-time lows, which is not, or close to all-time lows, which is never a bullish indicator in my opinion. So not necessarily my cup of tea at this point, but if you're long or looking to get long, that is my opinion. So we're going to cap it there. Tina here once again from ShortMeTina.com. If you enjoyed any portion of this video, I'd like for you to do 3 things for me. It was lengthy. I was all over the place, but thank you for bearing with me. So the 3 things I want you to do is 1, comment in the comment section. Again, even if you didn't like the video, just like, Tina, look, I don't know what you're doing. I don't like it. I'm okay with that. Just comment, engage. Again, I just want to know that there's actually people out there. That's the first thing. Secondly, I do videos every single day, whether or not one person is listening or several hundreds. I do a video every single day. So if you want to ensure you don't miss that video, definitely subscribe at our YouTube channel at ShortMeTina. I don't know, it's taking us quite a while to get to 2,000, and that's actually my 2019 goal. So if you can help me do that, achieve that, that would be great. Thumbs up. And lastly, my friend, I've been trading for a long time. I say well over 15 years. It's actually closer to 20. I've seen it all. So if you think you can learn anything from me, definitely head on over to our website, ShortMeTina.com. Sign up, become a member. Thank you for listening, and as always, thank you for the support. I will talk to you tomorrow.